Hello again, Flosstube. It's Rebecca with a WIP update. There's some things that I'm going to do in this video. Um, well, I want to give a WIP update about some things that I've been working on. And I'm going to talk about some of the things that I would like to stitch. There's like 3 designs that are going to be probably my next 3 starts. Let me look at my notes here. Sorry for looking away. I also want to show some antique samplers. I got 2 that I bought recently. Well, recently. That I've bought in the last 4 or 5 years. I guess that could be recent, right? And I want to show those because I think they're really pretty and you might enjoy seeing them. I mean, I thought they were pretty. That's why I bought them. But, yeah, so I think I'm going to start off with that. So the first one is was stitched by, and it's in the original frame. So I might have to stand up to show this. It's was stitched by Ann Halsey, and the verse on it says, "The year rolls round and steals away the breath that first it gave. Whatever we do, wherever we be, we're traveling to the grave." And I bought this from Madalena Antiques in the UK. And you can see it's Adam and Eve, Bluebird. Really the clincher for me, I don't know if I can show it. The clincher for me for buying this was actually this pink squirrel right here. I love that. You know, I said a pink squirrel, really, you know, how fun. And then these evergreen trees, that's what they're supposed to be. You know, I've never seen a tree grow like that, you know, in those colors. So that was just really, really fun. And then the like honeysuckle border. And I actually thought about, and I like the frame too. It's scratched a little bit, you know, and dinged up over the years. But I love the color. And the glass, I don't know, maybe it won't show up. But the glass is actually kind of warped. And the antique dealer actually, they said that that it's likely that it's the original frame. I don't know, but it would be kind of cool if it was. So, and then it's got like wallpaper on the back. So, I don't know. I love everything about it. And I probably need to like take it apart. And they said that it was framed to conservator standards, but I don't know. So I need to take it apart and check. And I actually thought about maybe reproducing these, but I'm not a designer. I don't know. I mean, I could, even if I could chart them out, I don't know what the process is. You know what I mean? Like, how would I get it to the people? But I like it, and I would, you know, I love reproductions, so I'm sure there might be somebody out there that would want to stitch this. I would like to stitch it. So maybe I'll just chart it for myself and do it. But it's definitely something that I'm interested in. And I'd like to buy more antiques and hang them in my home. But a little shy on the cheese at the moment with 3 kids and house and everything else that's going on. So you know, I mean, it's a good investment, I think, but it's not an investment I can readily make, not without saving up for it. Anyway, this next one, or this other one that I've got, is not framed. I bought it unframed. Oh, somebody is awake from their nap now. I was hoping to get this video in. I may need to pause and go in there and get her. Anyway, this next one is not framed, but I just had to have it because, I don't know, it just spoke to me. But I'll read it. It's a morning sampler. Yeah, I'll have to pause, so to be continued. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that, but I had to snuggle a little bit. Somebody woke up and Mama wasn't there. So anyway, I think I was about to show this one. I love this design. It's a morning sampler, and these were actually very common. Young women would stitch these, well, and I suppose older women too. You know, if someone in your family or a friend died, you would stitch a sampler in memoriam. And this one meant a lot to me. I don't know. It spoke to me. And the silks have bled over the years. But I hope that movie is not going to be too loud. You know, I guess we'll see. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just losing my train of thought. Okay. I actually did a lot of research on this family. It came with a lot of information. I bought it from the same antique dealer. And turn that down just a hair. And I'll read the verse, and then I'll share what I found. Okay. The verse says, "It was a sad and mournful day when Charlotte's soul was called away. It's left this world of care and pain, and gone above with God to reign. With sickness she has struggled hard. Her parents too she did regard. With patience she her weakness bore, but now it's left, all is o'er. She sojourned in this vale of tears, with health and sickness 15 years. But death at length approached nigh, proclaimed his message, thou must die. So kind, affectionate to all, she was beloved by great and small. She's left us all her loss to mourn, and now her smiles in heaven are born. On Whitsun Friday when she walked, the last time to her teachers talked, for only one day more had passed before dear Charlotte breathed her last. She's bid adieu to all her friends, she shares the love that never ends. Oh, may we share of that same love that lights the path in which we move." And like I said, I've priced this out. I usually do my own framing, and it's good enough for me. I'm not a professional by any means, but I thought since this is an antique and I would like it to be an heirloom in the family, I'm more than happy to pay somebody else to do it, somebody that actually really knows what they're doing. So I've priced this out, and I just need to basically save up the money and go and have it done, because I'm going to do like museum glass and the whole bit. So, and then here on the bottom, it says, "Sacred to the memory of Charlotte Hayes, daughter of George and Mary Hayes, who departed this life June 11th, 1854, in her 16th year." So I found out that this was actually stitched by her sister Mary. And, well, it says that Mary Hayes finished this work March 31st, 1855. So this was stitched for her sister. It doesn't list anywhere what her sister died of, but yeah. So I found out about this family that it was the Hayes and Armitage. Armitage? I don't know how you say that name. So I'm sorry if I butchered it. They were mill workers, and I found all this out through Ancestry. I really did some digging here. They were mill workers, and they lived right basically across the street from the factory. There were some row houses where they lived, so they literally went out their back door and they were at the factory where they worked. And I did a Google search. I found out the address. I did a Google search, and I was actually able to see where these two sisters lived. The row houses and the factory are still standing. It's a different business now, but it's there are people still employed there. I don't know what kind of business it is now, but the factory is still standing, and the house, or the houses, row houses. So that was really cool to say, this was made right there, on the map. So I don't know. I don't know if this is kind of weird to say, kind of creepy, but I almost feel a little bit, I've learned so much about this family that I almost feel like connected to them. Like, you know, even though, um, I don't know. Anyway, so those are my 2 antique samplers, and I hope to be adding more to the collection over the next few years. Like I said, you know, they are an investment. Um, I don't know. I'd like to chart them and stitch them up myself. So anyway, moving on to the next part. The next part is a WIP update. I haven't been working on, in my first video, I showed all the WIPs that I was going to be working on for a little while until I got bored. And then I was going to put them up and get out some different ones because I don't do well with a rotation. So I'm calling it my non-rotation rotation. So I did work on 4 things, 3 of which I can show you. No, I'm sorry, I worked on 5 things. One is a gift that's coming up for my anniversary of our first date with my fiance, so I'm not going to show that just in case he watches this video. But I did work on My Needles Work a little bit, not a whole lot. I've been spending the last couple of weeks really going through my sewing room and reorganizing and pulling stuff out for sale that, you know, I just know that I'm not going to stitch. But let's see, I filled in on her apron a little bit. I did a couple of letters here, and I filled in some of these flowers, and I did the border. The border was only like up to here on both sides, and I got it to match up. Yay! So I've been working on it a little bit. This is really just a couple of days when I would leave it out, and if I had, you know, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, I'd put a few stitches in. So it really didn't get a lot of dedicated working time, but I think I'm, you know, pretty close to a finish on that one. Also, I said in my first video that on a 4 screw that I would try to stitch 1 tree a day, and I did really well with that for a little while, and then my organizing bug hit, and I fell off that wagon anyway. So on my when I first showed it, all I had done was this tree right here and this tree and the 2 birds, and everything else since I have added. And I think so far my favorite tree is this one right here, and it's teal